Hello and welcome to Black Cats Chat, the international fans podcast for Sunderland. My name is Lee and I'm in Spain. I'm in a little town just outside of Bilbao, about 30 minutes from Bilbao. And it's an all Spanish affair tonight because we've got two of us who live in Spain and one of us went the other way. So first of all, we'll introduce the other way, man. It's Miguel Matias. He's in Sunderland, but he's from Cordoba in Andalusia. Miguel, buenas noches, amigo. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. You okay?
Yeah, everything good, mate. Everything good. Weather's nice in Sunderland, I hear as well. So
Yeah, it's been sunny the last few days, yeah.
yeah, it's also like been 25 degrees here as well. My head's a bit red as well. You might be able to see. Forgot to put some sun cream on yesterday. Our other members in a hotter place than I am. It's Jeff Barker. Jeff's in Menorca, one of the islands. Jeff, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, enjoying the sunshine as well. It's probably this month and next probably two of the best months on the island because it's nice and warm without being ridiculously hot.
Yep.
Yeah, at the moment it's really pleasant. It's mid-20s here. It's nice.
Yeah, and after that you'll have to get the aircon on full whack, no?
Yeah. When we get into July and August, we do. Yeah, it gets unbearably hot.
All right, I'll just have
Not,
like an
not
I'll
here, but
yeah. I'll just have an abanico or something like that and like wave it at myself. So anyway, lads, right. So listen, we are here because we do the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Miguel, last Friday, unfortunately, was the ugly. You went to the match as a season ticket holder, as always. I mean, you weren't expecting that result, were you not, Miguel?
No, I don't think that anybody expected. Sunderland fans or Forest fans, uh, one of those freak ones that happens every now and then, and yeah, just not much to say. But yeah, no, totally unexpected. I knew it was going to be a hard game because they needed the points, but I didn't expect the especially the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, we started all right, didn't we? To be honest, I mean, the first 15 minutes we looked to be in control.
yeah, absolutely. It seemed pretty even at the start, and then it just very quickly went to shit. What what I'll say is I really like the way Forest played, and they played with two up front, and I mean I'm getting into the technical jargon now, the high press, which is something I wish we do more often, because it put us on the back foot, and after that first 15 minutes, they were very good, very good, and you just got to take it. Yes, they got a couple of big slices of luck as well. The first goal came off the back of Trey Hume's head. There was nothing he could do about that. It was just an unlucky deflection, and then we also need to remember that we're not Brazil just yet, and trying to play the ball out from the back, putting ourselves under more pressure when their two centre forwards were all over us like a rash as well, and one straight pass and you're screwed. You're 2-0 down.
hmm Yeah, and Miguel, I mean, it was supposed to be a bit of a special night, wasn't it? Because the club tried out the sign on the outside of the stadium, the welcome to Sunderland, the
Mhm.
old letters from Roker Park, the full will end. It was supposed to be a special night, but it was basically a night to forget. Um, but I think like you mentioned it before at the start, like it was a freak result. And do you think that the fans kind of felt that as well at half time, thinking like, how the fuck are we 4-0 down?
Well, I think, yeah, I totally agree. Like, we were sitting there, we were talking with the people that sit around me that we've been sat together for years, and we just that match wasn't a 4-0 down at all. Was I mean, yeah, Forest play okay, but they didn't really create a lot of chances. If you look at the first one, like Jeff said, is a problem, a little bit of mistake on the on the on a set piece, comes on the back of Hume, goes in, then a mistake by Roofs, which has make very, very little this year. You just give the ball away. Again, next thing you know, you 2-0 down. Heads went down a little bit, which I was a little bit surprised. As I said, we got the Premier League record on points gained from being behind. But yeah, then the third goal comes pretty much like the first one, same corner from the different side, and then after that, he just got a mountain to climb there, and it's impossible. But if you really look at the match, either like what you said is right, the first 15, 20 minutes weren't much in it. We probably had a clear chance with Ricky that he could have scored there if he get a better connection with the ball. Had a couple of good runs by the Ara, put the ball back a little bit. But when you 2-0 down so quickly, two goals in succession with basically very little of Forest, yeah, he put you on the back foot, and after that we just went downhill.
Yeah. And Jeff, I mean, I think there was like rumours before the match came out to say that there'd like been a sickness bug in the camp earlier in the week as well. And apparently like Alderete had been struggling, Roofs had been struggling. Uh, do you think that could have had an impact as well, possibly?
Well, I mean, I suppose we're clutching at straws a bit, looking for excuses, aren't we? Top and bottom of it is, these guys are sort of like performance indexed on on a daily basis, and I'm sure if things weren't right, they wouldn't have played. I don't think we can blame it on that. I mean, yeah, if there's been a sickness bug and been ill for a couple of days, but I certainly don't think they'd have taken the field if they weren't physically fit enough to do so. Bearing in mind that we've got, a bit of backup on the bench. It's one of the positive things for the season. Our bench is stronger now than it was last year. But no, I wouldn't put it down to a sickness bug. I don't think. So it was just an off night. I mean, we've got the perfect opportunity to bounce back on Saturday against a already relegated Wolverhampton Wanderers, and let's just hope we can put it right. The standards that we've maintained all season have been high, and I suppose we can forgive them a below par performance for once. I mean, we've not been. We had a couple of bad games during the course of the season, haven't we? We weren't good at Brentford, we weren't good at Fulham, neither home nor away.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, our standards have been good. The performances that we've put in against some of the top sides have been exceptional. So I'm not. I mean, obviously, I was pissed off on Friday night. I was in a pub, in Arundel, an Irish bar, which is one of my favourite places on the island, and I was the only Sunderland fan in there, and there was 8 Forest fans. So I got a belly full of abuse off them as well. although it was all quite light-hearted. There was certainly no malice from them. One of them even bought me a pint at the end of the game. So.
Consolation pint.
Yeah.
Miguel, I listened to the Roca Report podcast on the way home, and Gordon Armstrong, ex-Sunderland player, was the guest, and he mentioned something that I thought was interesting. He said that because it was a dry day in Sunderland, he said that the club might have overwatered the pitch and the pitch looked a bit sticky. Did you kind of get that impression? I didn't really think about it until he said it, but he kind of made that point, saying that he thought the pitch looked a bit sticky, looked a bit too watered.
It didn't appear to me, but again, he's an ex-professional footballer, so but he knows more than me about the state of the pitch. It didn't seem to be like I think that the ball moved quite well. The grass was quite short, so I didn't see for me that anything particularly wrong with the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Right, Jeff, you mentioned there, I mean, we have conceded 9 goals now in 2 games, although we did score 3 against Villa. We do have a habit, don't we, of in recent years, letting teams come to the Stadium of Light and giving us a fucking tonking. I can remember Blackburn and Stoke in the last few years, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Is it a bit of a worry that these results happen, or is it just like the nature of the football?
Well, as I said, I think it was a mixture of bad luck and some poor decision making on Friday night. As I say, I'm not getting too despondent. We still got an outside chance of qualifying for Europe. So an ideal opportunity on Saturday to put things right. And I just, I think we can finish the season strongly. So fingers crossed we do, and see where we end up. But we've exceeded all of our expectations, haven't we? In general. So, as I say, I'm not overly despondent. It was a tough night on Friday, but let's just move on, draw a line, and it's gone now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think if you get beat off Villa 4-0 and you get beat at home 5-0, then the reaction would be a lot different. But I think people were just flabbergasted, weren't they? Miguel, we're going to look through the highlights then. I know we don't want to, but this was the start of the match. Good passing move there. No, I mean, this was the Riggy chance. And given that he scored the one last week against Villa where he put it right in the corner, bit disappointing that he didn't make the keeper work a bit more. Do you didn't think?
Yeah, he looks very straight to the ball. He didn't open the body at all, and obviously he just didn't have any power on it. I think it's clear what he wants to do. He wants to put it first, pretty much like the goal in Villa. He wants to put it on the far post, but it just didn't connect properly. So yeah, a little bit disappointed. But again, it's not an easy chance to hit first time either. So yeah, and then as I said, you look, we were right on top. That play by Ballard here, get the ball, just very close again. So it didn't appear in the first few minutes or 10, 15 minutes that the match was going to end 5-0 down at all, because we were on top for the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think, Jeff, if there's any positives, it was probably Dan Ballard. I thought he had a good game when he come back in.
Yeah, always nice to see him back. He's been one of the highlights of the season, hasn't he? There was a lot of doubt about making the step up from the Championship to the Premier League, and who was going to be, good enough to make that transition. And he certainly has done. He's been, consistently one of our best players all season. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't pick up some awards at the end of the season. And his career's progressed, hasn't it? He's taken the next step. He's playing international for Northern Ireland, and I just worry a little bit that the big boys might come in for him in the summer. I'm not quite sure what his contract status is at the minute. He's just signed a new one.
Signed, wasn't he? 2028, I think it is. Maybe. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if somebody came in and dangled 50 or 60 million, I can see him going. But he has comfortably made that transition from Championship to Premier League, and I think Trey Hume has as well. Taking into consideration where he came from, his background, and that's been, I know he hasn't been a regular starter, but I think he's put some decent performances.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't disgraced himself at all. I think he's done quite well. Miguel,
I mean, we all love Luke, and he's Mr. Sunderland, but at times he's been a liability as well. But in general, he's done well when he's come in, and we've got the flexibility with him as well, being able to play pretty much anywhere across that back four. So the lads have done well, and as I say, I'm not getting despondent over one shit result.
Yeah. Miguel, we're going to see the first goal. I think it's at the opposite end where you sit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I was driving home from work, believe it or not, and I had the match on in the car. I had and I saw the ball go in, and I thought, shit, that's a good ball. And I had to put my eyes on the road because I was going around the corner, and I thought, fuck, I'm going to score from this. And what they scored. Talk us through it, Miguel. Poor defensively, not switched on.
Definitely, especially with the first ball.
Yeah.
You got Anderson completely free there, and nobody is anywhere near. Again, to me, the defensive position of Hume is completely wrong there because he can't see where Jesus is. He's just right on his back. It's not. You need to put your body into it. You're not gonna win the header. Just bother him. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that as a fullback I used to do a lot. I didn't win many headers because nobody big, but I used to get my body underneath or just enough to don't let him have a comfortable header, which I don't think that Hume does there. I think he's very square, even there. You can see how square it is. His body is in the wrong position, and again, but it's not only Hume's fault here. It's the reaction of the ball to Anderson is late. Then it's a very good ball, to be fair, by Hutchinson. And again, the bad look that he could have hit it in the head and go out for a corner by winging. And yeah, a little bit poor defensive there, yeah.
But I mean, Jeff, here, look, we've got 6 players. Or is it 7? I think it is 7 players against 4 Forest players. For me, that's really disappointing to concede from that situation.
Yeah. But it's a good ball to the back post.
Yeah,
but beyond the back stick, isn't it? And yeah, I mean the rest is just pure luck, isn't it? Because the direction of his header was actually going away from the goal.
Yeah.
When you look at that, and it's come off the back of his head, and it's just bad luck. Obviously, Roofs is a bit flat-footed as well. He wasn't expecting it going on the inside of him. So yeah, that's nothing you can do about that, really. Maybe, as Miguel said, we should have been better set up when that cross came in. But it was the short corner sort of like pulled the defence out of position a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good ball to the back.
It's a good ball, but like I can't forgive that defending. Like seven defenders against 4. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. You shouldn't be conceding, and we have conceded rather a lot of goals from set pieces, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, Jeff, staying with you. This is the second, isn't it? This is Robin Roofs. I mean, we have this habit, don't we, of like basically playing out. We try to play at the Xhaka, don't we? And Xhaka, as he normally does, he'll try and sweep it around the corner to somebody. A lot of passes recently, they've been going to Alderete, and they've been putting Alderete in the shit as well. I mean, was this ball really on, or was it just a bad pass with his right foot, with his weaker right foot, or what?
Yeah, it's just a poor choice, isn't it? It's a crap pass. He just invited. It's a gift, isn't it? An absolute gift.
Yeah.
If you're going to play that way and play short, and I understand why they do it to sort of create the space in behind, don't they? Behind that high press. But you've got to be 100% sure of what you're doing, because one straight pass and you're screwed.
Well, you are, because look how wide the defenders are, Miguel.
Yeah.
No? The defenders are really wide. I mean, he's got loads of space here to put that ball into space here to Xhaka, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Miguel, what do you think?
I think that ball needs to go to Alderete.
It needs to go here.
If you look at the position, Alderete is in acres there of
space.
He's completely along. That ball goes there, and then either he can drive with it, he can progress with it, or he can move it back. But that pass, he just wasn't there. He just wasn't there at all. You know what I mean?
Do you not think though, like there's like a big gap between, I think it's Wood and is it Gibbs White? I think it is here.
Yeah, again, the position of Saka as well is not the best, because he's just behind Woods there as well, so doesn't give any angle for Roof to play the pass into him. But again, I don't think that Saka were expecting the ball there. I was expecting either go to Ballard or, as I said, I would go to Alderete here, because if you look, Jesus is closing into Ballard straight away as well. So even if he get that ball, you go Gibbs wide and Jesus already on top of him. So to me, that has to come on the side. Just safer. But again, it's been pretty much immaculate all season. You can't really make a mistake. He made a mistake. It happens.
And I've just noticed this, but it's interesting. Alderete, he tries to pull out and play offside, but Ballard's not on the same wavelength. If you look at it here, you'll see Alderete, he
Yeah.
makes a run for it, and Ballard's just like too deep, isn't he? And he just doesn't get out fast enough. So, and
I think
well,
that Ballard get draw to the ball, isn't he?
yeah,
Like, if you look there, the moment Alderete is the experience, Alderete's been there, done that, he's much older, and he saw that automatically step out, where Ballard got drawn into woods more than instead of stepping out. So again, he's one of those that, how Jeff said, she show all around, it just everything goes against you, everything. When things go like that, they just go like that. It's just nothing you can do.
yeah.
This one is the one I got more annoyed about.
Go on then.
And because we could see it coming. We were just saying it's going to be a short corner, it's going to be a short corner. Again, far post, completely unmarked in the far post. And again, the header to the middle, completely unmarked too. Really, that was the biggest disappointment of all the goals, in my opinion. That one.
Yeah. I quite agree there. That was very poor. To give him the amount of time and space there, on the edge of the 6-yard box, basically, isn't he? And he had all the time in the world to pick his header out, didn't he? And just put it into it was Gibbs White, wasn't it, who scored that one? Yeah.
I think again though, isn't it? It's just disappointing that we've got like lots of bodies in the area. They've got four men in the area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's there? Gibbs White. I mean, he's alone at the back post. I think it's Nordy here, is it? Who's like kind of switched off here.
Completely switch off there, because the ball is going to go there. It's clear. By the time you react, it's too late.
Yeah. I don't know. You said that one annoyed you more, Miguel, but do you not think, for example, for me, the second goal was the one that kind of like took the wind out of us? I think that kind of ended out any hope, and I think that like.
No. What I mean is like, because the second goal is an individual mistake by Rose. Again, happens. You just give the ball away, but you just conceded from a corner with exactly the same play in the first goal. Short corner. Left footer in the first goal, right footer in the second goal, far post, header. He went in the first one, but he didn't want to header to the goal. He was looking to put it back, and it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same play, and we were watching it on the stadium, and we were saying they're going to do the same. They're going to do exactly the same thing, and you could see it coming. And it annoys that we are sitting there and we can see what is going to happen, and you got 11 professionals there that don't pick that up. That's why, to me, it was the most disappointing goal. And it's the one that killed the game completely. Because with 2-0, you get one back, you always win the game. But the third one was like completely killed the game.
I mean, that's a pretty good finish. But again, where are the defenders? No, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, they got a bit of luck with the deflection there. And I mean, it absolutely sat up for him, didn't it? For the fourth one, it was there. I mean, it could have gone anywhere, that deflection, couldn't it? And it was absolutely perfect for him. He just picked his spot once again. He had all the time in the world, didn't he? He was under no pressure at all. So we have to do better in those defensive situations. You can't be allowing Premier League quality forwards that much time and space in the box. You're going to get punished every time, and that's pretty much what happened, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think the overall sort of like shots on target thing, was it something like they had 6 and scored 5 goals? Something like that's what it was.
They had shots on target 6. Yep.
Yeah.
And 5 goals. So yeah, Miguel, half time then 4-0 down. I mean, Sky Sports obviously showed people like leaving the seats, but were they just going for a half time pint, or did some of them actually leave the stadium?
There were a few that left the stadium. Yeah, at least near where I sit, there were a few that disappeared at halftime. I just went for a pint.
Yeah, best thing for it. What about you probably might not have seen it then. Like Nordi Mukiele had a bit of a spat, didn't he, with the fans at halftime?
Yeah, it
Uh
was in the other side. I don't know exactly what happened. Yeah, but yeah, you could see that it was quite animated. He was saying something to, I assume, some supporters, and I think Shaka came and pulled him back. I don't know exactly what happened. We saw it, but I don't really know the in and outs or what happened there.
Disappointed by Nordi because of that reaction?
Maybe, you're a professional. You need to get your mouth shut. I understand that. However, when when you are frustrated and you're not having your best game and you're losing 4-0 at home and you have a really good season, which is what Jeff said, and the first bad game at home, really bad game at home, people turn on you quickly. Yeah, I can see the frustration on him, but yeah, as a professional, he should have just get his mouth shut and move away. But as I said, it just depends on the character. Seems like a quite emotional character, Mukiele. So yeah, again, his reaction probably not the best reaction, but again, I totally disagree well with abusing players, or which I assume that that's what happened. Again, I don't know for sure,
Hmm.
but yeah, a little bit unprofessional for his part. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does get like he gets very high, doesn't he? When we're high, and then he gets like a bit low and low, and he kind of has that kind of habit of getting frustrated and like throwing his dummy out a little bit. I think he was at fault, wasn't he, for the last goal as well? Jeff, this looks to be the disallowed goal from Dan Ballard, which I thought was a complete joke, by the way. Let's have a look at it. What do you make of that then, Jeff?
Well, it's double VAR, wasn't it? So he got he got the green light because he was onside, because that was the first check, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then he can't stop himself there. It's just momentum taking him through. Yes, he impedes the keeper, so
But I think the keeper's already gone without the contact, and the contact doesn't really impede him from jumping further, I don't think.
no, it was I say everything went wrong on the night, didn't it? Including that, on another night, that goal stands. But I say to get double VAR'd and have it disallowed was a bit of a sickener, because that might have given them a bit of a lift and got the tails up, but it was all a bit like too little, too late, wasn't it? We did come out better in the second half, I must admit. He obviously give them a bit of a rollicking, and did Isidore come on straight after half time?
No, I
No,
think Renildo came on, didn't he, at half time for
Renildo
crossfit?
came off, yeah, and at half time, I think that Isidore were in the 70th minute mark or something
65 for
like that.
Diarra, yeah,
65,
65.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Miguel, for me, like the keeper, listen, if Nordy hadn't even made contact with him, the keeper wasn't getting anywhere near Dan Ballard in that header, was he not?
No, I don't think that. I don't think there is any grounds to disallow that goal. I'm, I'm one of the things that frustrates me with VAR, and I was a big advocate for VAR because I thought that it would be implemented the way that's supposed to be implemented. To me, VAR is for a clear mistake by
Mm-hmm.
the officials.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes you 10 minutes to see an infraction, that's not a clear error
No.
by the official.
Yeah.
So why is VAR entering here? Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So to me, it has to be VAR has to come on clear penalties that the referee has missed, or penalties like that, their clear dive or something like that. You can't micro referee every single aspect of a football match, because otherwise we end up with no football,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw Rayo Vallecano game yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Carmelo said exactly the same thing. It took 10 minutes to give Real Sociedad the penalty. You can't take 10 minutes. If it's a clear mistake, VAR should enter. That to me is not a clear mistake. To me, it's not a foul. But even if it's a foul, it's minimum contact. Not, in my opinion, the keeper wasn't getting the ball anyway. And again, it wouldn't make any difference. I don't think that we will come back. But it is the frustration part with the VAR in the modern football at the moment. With they try to referee every single little thing that is happening in the football match, which to me is not the point of VAR, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's making a stand and jump as well, so he's not going to get much distance, is he? Um, but yeah, I mean, you said that, Miguel, like it wouldn't have made a difference, but I think we might have gone on to score at least another 1 or 2 goals. We might not have got back to 4-4, but we could have made more of a game of it, I think. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been more interesting, that's for sure. I mean, we were, I think that the atmosphere in the second half was fantastic from the supporters that stay. I think that everybody got behind the team, everybody sang, everybody, and I think that that was probably one of the best atmosphere that we had all season, to be fair, bar the visitors. Other than that, it's been like the second half, we came out to play football, and yeah, we had a few chances again. Yeah, it could make a more interesting second half. As I said, like it's to me just no need for VAR to intervene at all in that. To me, sometimes you just need to look at players' reaction, and you look the reaction of the goalkeeper, especially he's on the floor. He doesn't argue. He doesn't put his hand up. He doesn't complain. He knows it's not a foul. So why VAR intervenes? No idea.
yeah, I have no idea as well. And Jeff, I mean, we saw there Enzo Lafise shot, good save from the keeper. But then that last goal, for me, it just like looked like a training ground goal, didn't it? It looked just like so easy for Forest to
Yeah,
put
it did.
that. And I mean, like, listen, Elliot Anderson, he's a mag, but he lost his man recently, so it's like fair play to him for playing on. But you don't want to see a mag score a goal like that to Stadium like on a
No,
5-0 thrashing.
no. It was like icing on the cake for them. I bet the Mags loved watching that.
But yeah, anyway, so a freak result then. I think it leaves us what in 12th position.
12th, yeah.
Miguel, does that end the hope of now of Europe, or are there
No,
still
no,
some swings and
not at all.
roundabouts?
Not at all. I agree with Jeff. I think that we got a big chance to put it right against Wolves. If we get 3 points there, you look at the results around us, except for Fulham, is the only one that won around us, and Brighton. Although Brighton probably a little bit too far now for us to catch. I think that if we can get to Bournemouth in 7th position, which is still possible to do, it's 3 points and it's still 12 to play. Anything can happen still. If we get 3 points on Saturday, we are back in there. We're back in the mixture.
Yeah, and Jeff, you would expect a reaction, wouldn't you, from the
Yeah,
players on Saturday? I mean, especially with Granit Xhaka. I mean, if we
yeah.
don't get a reaction, does that confirm that we are simply on the beach, as the saying goes?
Yeah, I suppose so. But they are professionals and they'll let the standards slip, and I'm sure they'll be trying the absolute utmost because there's still things to play for, and there's still a bit of expectation around the club. So yeah, it's undoubtedly we'll be better. We'll be better on Saturday than we were last Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Miguel, I mean, otherwise, the worst case scenario is that if we do lose, that would be 3 defeats on the bounce, similar to last season, I suppose.
Yeah, different circumstances. Yeah, but yeah, they are a bad end of the season. Again, I mean, I would like to be in Europe. I'm not gonna say I'm not one of the ones that say, "Oh no, it's too early" or whatever. I think that we can qualify for Europe. I don't see any problem for to play in Europe. I think that we're gonna improve the squad anyhow in the summer, and again, more attractive for players to come in when you play Europe than when you don't.
Mhm.
More experience for our players, but it's not a deal breaker either. So if we don't get into Europe, the objective was to stay up. We are staying up. I'm confident that we're going to improve not only the starting 11, but the whole squad in the summer again. I think that they're going to be a big investment again in the summer and move on to the next level if we can. But again, season, as Jeff said, absolutely brilliant. The lads have been unreal all season. Yeah, we had a few up and downs, which you expect It happens to the big teams. Look at Arsenal at the moment, that they're playing completely petrified or playing football or making a mistake. So it happens in football, but yeah, very good season, better than we could even imagine in the summer. To be fair, so yeah, bad game happens in football. Moving on.
Finish on. Yeah.
We would all have signed up for what we've got.
Oh, totally.
Before the ball was kicked this season, 12th, beat the Skunks twice. Some memorable other games. Beating Chelsea away. There's many highlights. There's far more highlights than lows, isn't there?
Yeah. And I love to finish on the positive, Jeff. So thanks for that, Miguel and Jeff. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there, lads. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully we can bounce back on Saturday against Wolves away. How are the lads?
How are the lads?